So tired. Mom, it's time.
Hello, everybody. I'm Auntie Casey, and welcome to Auntie Casey Creative Kid Show. I have with me today my son Jesus,
Hello.
and Jesus had an accident in school this week.
I popped my button.
You popped a button on your shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, and then what happened to the button?
I put it in my pocket because I didn't want to lose it. And then when I came home later that day, I told my mom.
Which would be me, and I told you to put it away because I was going to teach you how to sew your own button.
Yes.
And so that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to teach Jesus how to sew a button. So we're not going to practice on the shirt first, but I have here,
Mini buttons and a big button.
well, two buttons.
Mhm.
Yeah, hold yours. I gave you all the bigger of the two,
Thank you.
right? And I have this one. It's a tiny little button. They have 4 holes. Some buttons have 2 holes. Some buttons have a loop in the back. So we're going to be using the 4-hole button. And I have a swatch of cloth here, and we're just going to be using this to sew the button on. Hold this. So that's Jesus's piece, and this is going to be my piece.
Thank you, Mom.
All right, and what do we need to sew a button?
A needle and thread.
Needle and thread, definitely. So I'm going to give you the bigger needle, and I'm going to use a slightly smaller needle. If you notice that the needles have different size eyes, see that? So I'm going to give him the needle with the bigger eye.
Thank you.
I think I have a little bit more experience threading a needle, and I have thread here. So one of the things my mom taught me when I was a child, my mom was a home economics teacher, and so she taught food and nutrition and clothing and textiles. Did you know that Nana was a home economics teacher?
Never.
Yeah, well, she was.
That's cool.
Yeah, she used to be a teacher. And so one of the things she taught me is to keep the thread on the spool while you're actually threading the needle. So I'm going to thread this needle quickly. There you go. It's in there. Keeping it on the spool helps it to not to ravel up and get tangled up very quickly. So I'm going to rest this here, and I'm going to let Jesus thread his needle. Put down the swatch. Hold it up so they can see. Nope, it's not in.
I have bad experience on this. I just started.
Okay, let me help you.
Thank you.
Alright, so you just hold it, you look, and you push it in. There you go.
Thank you, Mom.
I have many years of experience doing this. I thought giving you the needle with the bigger eye would have helped. Now, in order to prevent the thread, hold this. In order to prevent the thread from pulling straight through the cloth, you need to prepare a knot at the end of the thread. Now, the way I cut the thread, we have 2 sides of the thread coming all the way down, equal length, right? So it's doubled. Now, this is a special way that I learned how to make a knot. You take the end of the thread, the 2 lengths, you wrap it around your pointer finger, your index finger, like that. Then you roll it off. Must roll it. Roll it off. And then you pull. You pull the roll. Like that. And I have a knot. Now, you can do a simple knot if you wish.
A reef knot?
Well, you don't really have enough to make a reef knot,
Oh.
but you can just go in like that and just make a double knot.
That's a reef knot,
Well,
basically.
Basically. But a reef knot is left over right and under, right over left and under. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. I was a Girl Guide and Jesus is a Scout. So we learned some things to be prepared. Okay, so there you go. I have my thread, my needle, which is threaded, and a knot on the end. And Jesus has his needle and thread with a much smaller knot on the end. And so now we're going to start the process of
The sewing.
sewing the button. Now you're going to mark where you need the button to be sewn. In this case, we're just going to use any spot on the swatch of material. You start by inserting the needle on the underside of the cloth, and you're putting it through one of the holes of the needle. You do that now. Remember one of the holes of the button, sorry. Remember the button in this case has 4 holes. Right.
Like this?
Yeah, except, let me show you something. So this particular button has the side that's supposed to show and the side that's not supposed to show. So you want to make sure that the side that's supposed to show is on the top. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So hold that in place. Now, you pull it all the way through. All the way through. Good. And then you push it in
The next hole.
the hole right next to it. And you're going top down, and then you're going to pull it all the way through. And right where you have where you started, you're going to push the needle back up through that hole. And then push it through the hole right next to it again. And you're going to do that several times, in and out, in and out, in with the needle and out with the needle. Once you've done that several times, at least 5 times I would say, you go to the next set of holes. You push the needle up, through. Can you see that? Yeah. You push the needle up through that hole and back through the hole next to it. Like so.
Excuse me, Mom.
Yes, baby.
I'm getting mixed up.
Okay. Give me a second. In the hole and out the hole next to it. Let's see what you're doing. You're not doing too badly. Just keep with the same hole, same 2 holes first, and then go into the next 2 holes after.
Oh.
So he's working with these 2 holes. In and
It
out.
actually looks pretty simple.
It is. In and out.
It really looks simple.
Right?
But
And then the next one,
some people wouldn't know how to do it. That's why we're here.
that's why we're here. And then the next one, you go in through the back to the other set of holes. There you go, see? And then you're going to go out through the hole next to it. And you're going to repeat that. So you do it now. So we're using these 2 holes here.
Okay.
Now, while Jesus is doing that, I'm going to finish this off. So I have done a few here. And one last thing before I finish. So something that my mom taught me also. Instead of finishing it by going all the way through alone and making the knot, you come under the button, just between the button and the cloth, and you wrap the thread around the base of the button, just between the button and the cloth, and then you exit through the cloth and then you make your knot, a simple knot, like so. How are you doing, Jesus?
Badly.
No, can't be doing badly.
Badly. Mine got tangled a bit.
That's okay. You can always, if it gets tangled, you can always cut the thread and start over.
Okay, Mom. Thank you for the tip.
And so you make a simple knot. And there you go. The button is attached to the cloth and it's secure. Not only did I do the in and out, but I also did the wrap.
Mommy,
And
should I cut off the whole thread?
no,
I cut off this.
but it's pretty much finished. There you go. The only thing that's left to do is to actually make the proper knot at the back. So you didn't do too badly at all. All right, there you go. There you go. So on my own, I need to cut my thread, my needle off. And if you have a pin cushion, that's a very good idea to stick your needle into your pin cushion.
Let me get one.
And that's a wrap. Yeah? Thanks for joining us today. And don't lose your buttons. Bye. Say bye.
Bye.